Ardhanareeshwara Paramashiva-Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva-Shakti-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and blessing on this auspicious Navaratri. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. This Navaratri, I'll continue that 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. I was explaining, connecting all of you with the 64 manifestations of Paramashiva. We stopped at 21. I'll start further manifestations and also answer your questions. Spend some time with you guys every day. This whole Navaratri. Oh God. The more time I sit in Samadhi, more the real work is happening. Continuously happening. I think Paramashiva keeps me in Samadhi and works through this body so powerfully. The next Paramashiva's manifestation is Ardhanareeshwara Murti. You should know, Ardhanareeshwara is the manifestation of Tantric enlightenment, highest enlightenment as per Tantra. Tantric tradition. Ardhanareeshwara is the symbol. Listen, see, each Murta is like a manifestation of the enlightenment through one sampradaya. Shaivism has hundreds of sampradayas. So each sampradaya worships one manifestation of Paramashiva. That sampradaya's principles, concepts, truths, powerful cognitions, all is manifested in that form of Paramashiva. All the great truths of Paramashiva, all the truths Paramashiva revealed in Tantra is manifested in this one form, Ardhanareeshwara. Understand? Tantra is the most beautiful, powerful, easiest enlightenment science because There's no vidhi and nisheda in Tantra. It's a pure, powerful cognition. See, in every sampradaya, we give some do's and don'ts. Whenever there is some don'ts, always you feel resisting. But in Tantra Sampradaya, there is no don'ts. Just using the powerful cognitions, your day-to-day regular activities are enough. You can achieve enlightenment. Like, you don't need to go on a particular diet. You don't need to go on a particular lifestyle. You don't need to go on particular dressing style. You don't need to make difficult decisions about your sex and bodily needs. Listen, usually human beings have multiple reasons for their sexual activity. Sometimes to ensure that relationship still exists. Sometimes the urge generated through the hormonal pressure. Sometimes the bodily need. Sometimes the kind of a comfort it gives. Sometimes to forget all other worries and sufferings. There are multiple reasons. If you give 100 reasons for your sexual activity, hormonal urge, bodily need, emotional satisfaction, physical warmth, feeling grounded, to forget other worries and depression. You may have 100 reasons. Each of the Hindu tradition asks you to avoid sex due to some reason. For example, if you see Vedanta, Vedanta will say whatever may be the reason, avoid it. If you go to yoga tradition, they will say avoid as a bodily urge, but other reasons are okay. So each one will say yes for some reasons, say no for some reasons. But Tantra does not say no for any reason. It only helps you to have powerful cognition and have your activity strengthen your consciousness and manifest powers. Listen, see, I'll give you the ultimate secret. Everything is right if your consciousness is more powerful than your actions. Everything is wrong if your actions can dilute your consciousness. Listen, when I say everything, I mean everything. All of you understand. If the power of your consciousness is not diluted, no actions, effect, side effect touches you. Tantra is consciousness centered tradition. It is not body centered, mind centered, emotion centered. It is consciousness centered tradition. Please listen intensely. All the truths I am revealing, if your consciousness is shaken, even a simple act, extremely simple act, looking at a male or female, looking at the opposite gender is wrong. If your consciousness is not shaken, nothing is wrong. There is no such thing as wrong. Tantra is all about strengthening your consciousness through every action. Tantra disciple asks, is sex wrong? Guru answers straight, one line. If the person with whom you are having relationship is higher conscious than you, it is a initiation, it's a blessing. The person with whom you are having relationship is lower than your consciousness, it is loss. Not wrong, but loss. Listen. Tantra looks at the sex as only profit loss activity, not right wrong activity. Understand it. If you understand, you can experience Ardhanareeshwara today. This one understanding about Tantra not only can enlighten you, can make you manifest all powers. Listen, all powers are from your sexual energy. If you feel you have too many patterns, you are too complicated about your food, your sleep, your sex, your priorities. If you feel you are complicated, Tantra is for you. How many of you put in your Facebook the relationship status? Many people put single, many people put married, many people put it is complicated. If you put complicated, Tantra is for you. Paramashiva has revealed this science thousands of years before for all those who put in their Facebook status, relationship complicated. If you feel you are messed up, Tantra is for you. all those who put relationship status as complicated in Facebook status, do not miss Tantra. Understand it. I'll give you the revelations directly from Paramashiva. In public, in the public platform, how much can be revealed, that much I will reveal. The Muladhara chakra, symbolic conscious representation of the sex energy, is described with the 4 petals, lotus. 4 petal lotus. The 1 petal represents AUTOSEX, means enjoying your own body. Like even eating tasty food comes under AUTOSEX. Eating tasty food up to masturbation, whole thing falls under AUTOSEX. Enjoying your own body. The second is enjoying your own gender, same sex. Third lotus petal is enjoying the opposite gender. The fourth lotus petal is enjoying the whole cosmos, whole universe, having union with this whole universe. That's the fourth petal. Listen. Ardhanareeshwara is the manifestation, represents all the 4 completion, fulfillment, the all 4 dimensions in you. When it manifests into the complete completion, you become Ardhanareeshwara. Ardhanareeshwara manifests in your body. I tell you. Most powerful sexual energy is radiated by the kids who are taught from young age to connect with Krishna or Muruga. Understand? In Hindu tradition, if you are born from Vaishnavite family, in the young age itself, you will automatically pick up Krishna as your beloved if you are in the female body, if you are in the male body as a friend. Whether you are a male or female, you will develop some kind of an attachment, feeling connection with Krishna from the young age. Same way, if you are from Shaivite family, you will develop the connection with Muruga, Subramanya. The kids, male or female, who develop this kind of a fantasy-centric, I'm using the word fantasy-centric, which is very low and in a way even not completely expressing what I want to express, but the English has only the fantasy word. I can say that visually having union with Krishna or Muruga, even intimate friendship, I have seen the kids growing up in a very traditional background, how they automatically assume, if you are from Vaishnavite family, automatically the kids assume that Krishna is your beloved or your friend. If you are from Shaivite family, Muruga is your beloved or friend. That is the way flowering of the first dimension of the AUTOSEX happens. Understand? People many times ask this question, is masturbation right? Paramashiva answers this question in Tantra. In masturbation, you don't accumulate new muscle memory, but you accumulate biomemory. So, who you remember, with whom you connect, fantasize, imagine, visualize, and have enter into the masturbation act, you receive that person's biomemory. Listen carefully. The act masturbation itself is not looked from the prism of right or wrong in Tantra. It is looked at profit loss. If you connect with the higher conscious beings, even masturbation, you receive their biomemory. See, when you enter into a physical sexual act, you receive muscle memory, bioenergy, all the three from the other person. You should know even male receive from female and female also receives from male. It is give and take. That is why if you have multiple partners, especially who are lower than your consciousness, you may have pleasure but not peace. You may have pleasure but not peace, because the exchange of muscle memory, bioenergy complicates and makes the inner space mess. In masturbation act, you don't receive muscle memory, but you receive biomemory. So with whom you visualize matters. That decides whether your consciousness is going to raise to the cosmic union or the consciousness is going to go down to a more lower existence, lower level existence. See, life is all about profit loss calculation, not right wrong dictations. Listen, Tantra does not look at life as vidhi nisheda. It looks at life as profit and loss. It just tells you what can profit you and what can bring loss, and leaves the decision to you. It does not implant guilt in you. That's the beauty of Tantra. Tantra absolutely avoids guilt. Vedanta and yoga uses guilt to evolve you, to train you, to give you enlightenment. But Tantra does not. Tantra does not use guilt for any purpose. It just says guilt has no relevance in the path of enlightenment. That is Tantra. I think I am in a very strong samadhi. That is why I am revealing everything without bothering about the society's reaction, especially when I talk about all these subjects. Anyhow, it is there. Let me do my job of revealing all the truths to all of you. Whoever wants, they can evolve, get enlightened, manifest powers. Anup K is asking, Swamiji, is loss of bodily fluids a loss to the body? I heard it takes a lot of energy to make one drop of sexual fluid. Is it true? Anup, listen. Again, here, the whole calculation is profit loss. With whom you are sharing? The person with whom you are sharing, if that person carries higher powerful cognition about life, about themselves, about you, about sexual act, if the person is consciously higher, then you don't lose anything. If the person is consciously lower, then you lose everything. Whether it is a masturbation act or sexual act, all four levels of act. See, as I said, the Tantra describes elaborately these four. Masturbation, art, that masturbation falls under AUTOSEX. From food, seeing pornography, everything where the other person is not physically involved falls under masturbation. AUTOSEX. All that falls as AUTOSEX. The second is enjoying the same sex body. Third is sharing yourself with the other gender, opposite gender. Fourth is union with the whole cosmos. Listen. Let me talk what is legally right, politically right, socially right. I'm not promoting you should do Tantra in your place. All I am trying to tell you is you should obey your country's law, your society's law, how they put. If you are, your country, your society, your community does not agree, acknowledge, you watching this video, do not watch. So let me put the disclaimer. Listen. With the disclaimer, let me reveal the great truths from Paramashiva, from Kailasa, directly from Paramashiva about Tantra. These are the truths directly from Paramashiva. He reveals in Agama and Tantric scriptures. Listen. Even in masturbation, the loss of fluid will not make you powerless if it is with a higher conscious being, person. Concetta Gelota is asking, does that mean it is okay to connect to deities while autosexing? Listen, you can connect to the deities who have declared that they are available. Surely Krishna has declared himself. He said very clearly, anyone who connects with me through Mathurabhava also, I am available. Those deities, those gods who have declared that they are available for you to connect through the tantric union, you can connect with them. Surely you cannot connect with Ayyappa. Ayyappa is very clearly is declaring, I don't even want to see women. I am in yoga samadhi. The kind of a samadhi he is in, he does not want to even see women who are menstruating. So surely you can't use Ayyappa. You can connect with Krishna. So you can't connect with a god or a deity who declared that he is going to be celibate. So use that clarity and decide with which god you can connect, you can choose, you can relate. It is all about with whom you connect. Whether it is a visual relationship, conscious soulmate relationship, where the other person's body is not involved. You don't see that person. You don't physically anywhere near that person. Even in masturbation, if you are connecting with somebody who is depressed and low energy, it will terribly affect your biomemory. Understand? Understand that. Be warned about it. Masturbation act itself is not wrong, but with whom you connect, that decides whether it is going to raise you consciously or make you go down consciously. See, I am looking at the sex through the angle of Paramashiva. How Paramashiva looks at it. That's the way I am looking at it. Paramashiva hardwired you for enlightenment, to achieve the ultimate. So the sexuality in you also is hardwired for enlightenment. So I am looking at that angle. That is the angle I am looking at the whole sexuality. Ardhanareeshwara is the symbol of cosmic union. Paramashiva, who is the cosmos himself, is celebrating Paramashiva Shakti, who is also cosmos herself. I'll give you the fundamental principles. Based on that, you come to the answers for all your questions. See, I may not be able to sit and answer all your questions for various reasons. One, it will not be politically polite, socially polite. It may not even be legally right for some of your countries. So I will give you the fundamental principles. You arrive to the answers for the questions you have. Concetta Galota is asking, what if lower conscious people remember you? You want to put me in trouble by making me answer this question? That is why I told you. I will give you the principles. You come to the answers for your questions, because the subject is very sensitive subject, and the enemies who are waiting to hurt Hinduism, enemies who are waiting to abuse Hinduism, use Tantra and Agora Sampradaya as a weak link and attack Hinduism left, right, center. So don't ask me the specific answers which can be used by the anti-Hindu forces to attack Hinduism. I'll give you the fundamental principles. You arrive, you come to the conclusion, you derive answers from these formulas for your questions. It is all about, the foundation is all about higher conscious person. See, for example, both of you are tantric couples. The tantric couples, they decide, see, you don't know who is higher conscious, who is lower conscious. But you decide, now we will keep all our old ideas away and bring the highest powerful cognition about ourselves and the opposite person and the sexual act and the life, and enter into that act. That is what is called tantric ritual. Then that sexual act becomes a tantric ritual. That's the way the Tantra describes what you are supposed to feel, decide consciously about you if you are a male. What you are supposed to cognize about you if you are a female. What you are supposed to cognize about you if you are the other genders, like a gay or any other genders. Because Tantra describes 11 genders. It is not just 3. In Tantric tradition, it is 11 genders. And the cognitions you are supposed to carry about you, the cognitions you are supposed to carry about the other person, and the cognitions you are supposed to carry about the sexual act is elaborately described. And with that, when you enter into the act, that becomes a tantric ritual. Somebody is asking the question, does Tantra have an age limit? Mahaguhambananda. Mahaguhambananda, again for this question also, how you cognize you. For example, physically you may be 90, but psychologically, mentally, emotionally, consciously you feel you are 16, then the physical age has no role. So again, for this question also, your cognition is the answer. Somebody who is physically 20 but feels so tired about life, frustrated, depressed, they feel like they are 90 or 80, it's a consciously they are frustrated, then even 20 is not the right age. So it's all about consciously how you feel. Consciously how you feel. Concetta Galota, she is writing that I apologize and retrieve the question, Swamiji. Listen, I am not angry with you. I am only telling you, don't put me in trouble, because one, you are a sincere devotee. I have to honestly answer you. But the answer I give can unnecessarily be used as a weapon by anti-Hindu people to harass and attack and make more memes material and all that stupidity. So understand, you all need to know, Hindus do not have a right to learn Hinduism from the Hindu gurus. All of you understand this. Concetta Galota, you should know, Hindus don't have a right to teach the truths of their religion or learn. I am trying to teach my best. All the constraint put on me, socially, legally, morally, everything. So all of you should know, if I am not directly answering your question, just giving you the principle, it means you Hindus do not have a legal right to learn about Hinduism. You are in a world where Hindus are banned to learn the Hinduism. You do not have a religious right. You be very clear. You guys are slaves. You don't have a religious right to learn your religion. That's a straight truth. Understand that. So within that constraints, I am trying to teach you the truths and letting you to come to answers and conclusions from these basic principles. See, if I don't talk about Ardhanareeshwara, it will be a criminal negligence, because I am born from Ardhanareeshwara. All of you should know the Kshetra for Ardhanareeshwara is Tiruvannamalai. Tiruvannamalai is the place where Devi became Ardhanareeshwara. So in Tiruvannamalai, there are two traditions. One tradition says Shiva gave the half to Devi. There is another one tradition says Devi gave the half to Shiva. I don't know how many of you know. There are two traditions in Tiruvannamalai. Shiva gave the half to Devi. That is called Agama Sampradaya, Saiva Sampradaya. There is another one tradition. Devi gave the half to Shiva. That's called Gupta Sampradaya. Hidden Sampradaya, Gupta Sampradaya. Our Tiruvannamalai ashram is located in a place where Devi gave the half to Shiva. That is why the huge Shiva hill is hidden inside Devi hill. I don't know how many of you have gone to our Tiruvannamalai ashram. In our Tiruvannamalai ashram, if you see from Tiruvannamalai ashram, the Devi hill only will be seen. Shiva hill is covered inside Devi hill. Only in our ashram you can see that scene. Because Devi gave her half to Shiva in our ashram. Where our ashram is there, exactly in that same place. See, Shiva gave his half to Devi in Pavalakkundru, where I became enlightened. Devi gave her half to Shiva in Gautama ashram, where our ashram is there. That is why my Guru, Isaki Swami, told one of his disciples to build Rajeshwari temple. See, in Rajarajeshwari, Shiva merges into Devi. In Dakshinamurti, Devi merges into Shiva. It's a very powerful Gupta Sampradaya, it is called. Gupta Sampradaya. Shakti Yov is messaging, I am a proud Hindu. If you are a proud Hindu, get a diplomatic status in the country in you are living for Kailasa, where you get the freedom to listen the original truths of Hinduism from me directly without getting edited. Then declare you are a proud Hindu. Till then, you are a goat hypnotized as a lion. You are not a proud Hindu. Be very clear. You are slave Hindu, but mentally fantasizing you are a proud free Hindu. Be very clear about it. How careful I have to choose words and speak about Tantra. That shows you Hindus are slaves. You have no right for religious freedom. The religions which teaches terrorism and ask you to kill other people, they teach more freely about their religion. And here I am teaching you life positivity. Absolute life positivity. Science of enlightenment. But how careful I have to be to choose every word. Don't try to come and do ding-dong here, saying you are a proud Hindu, you are a free Hindu, you are a happy Hindu, get lost. Let me give you the principles. It's my responsibility. I'll give. Conclusions and answers you derive from that principles, because I cannot not give you the principles. Because I am born from Ardhanareeshwara as Ardhanareeshwara, and I am living as Ardhanareeshwara. So I have to reveal the Ardhanareeshwara Tattva. I can't hide. I can't deny. I can't stop. It's directly from Paramashiva. So understand the whole thing. Whether it's a science and principles of AUTOSEX or the same sex or opposite sex or the cosmic union. In every level, it's all about who is higher conscious. That's all. Nothing else. When you don't get an higher conscious person available for you, the available couples deciding to enter into higher consciousness and enter into the act of sex is called tantric union, tantric sex, tantric ritual. And I tell you, even a food, if it is cooked by the higher conscious person, just eating that food, you can enter into a very high consciousness. It can raise you to the highest state of AUTOSEX. So it's all about profit loss accounts. Actually, sex has to be dealt by the accounts department, not by judiciary department. It is not supposed to be dealt by court and law. It is supposed to be dealt by accounts department, human resource development department. Then the whole attitude will become different. In Hinduism, sex is dealt by human resource development department, not by police or the judiciary. I don't know how many of you understand this. If you understand this difference, you can understand the whole Sankhya, the whole way, the whole method. The way Hinduism looks at the sex, it is classified under Human Resource Development Department, Human Resource Ministry. It is not classified under Law and Order or Law Ministry. I don't know how many of you is aware. Almost, I can say almost 99.99% no rape before the India was invaded in Hindu tradition. I'm very clear about it. I'm talking very responsibly after studying elaborately about the Hindu history. There were wars, there were murders, but no rape. Because the whole sex was dealt by Human Resource Department, and even the education, you see, only if you are taught something is wrong, you will do that wrong to take revenge. Here, sex was never dealt with the idea of right, wrong. It was dealt with the idea of profit loss. So the concept of rape was never a common ideology till the invasion happened in Hindu nations. Better let me use the word Hindu nations, because there were 56 Hindu nations. Till these nations, Hindu nations, are invaded, there was no concept of rape. It was extremely rare. Extremely rare. That is why I am saying that 99.999% no rape. Because it was always about profit and loss. A person whose consciousness is evolved strongly, even in the first petal of the lotus, the AUTOSEX, even in that preliminary level, if his consciousness is highly evolved, he will not enter into rape. He will not enter into rape. He will not even be able to conceive the idea of rape. Because in rape, it is not that you are torturing the other body. You are torturing your own body. Rape is always double-edged sword. Don't you understand? It's a double-edged sword. Why will you commit suicide? After studying thoroughly about the Hindu history, the 56 Hindu nations, before the invasion, not only was flourishing in the happiness quotient, even the GDP of the world, more than 1/4, more than 25%, up to 33%. Hindu nations were responsible before the invasion. I want all of you to know, not only richest country, more than 33% of the world GDP was from the Hindu nations before the invasion. One of the fundamental reason was people were fulfilled in their sexual life. Their sexual life was absolutely fulfilled. That was one of the reasons for their flourishing, their life positive attitude. Listen, if you start looking at the life, if you start looking at sex with the attitude of profit loss instead of right wrong, 90% of your complications will be cleared. Your life will be aligned for enlightenment. Chaya Bharadwaj is writing, even Ravana abducted Sita but never violated her as she did not consent. Please understand, abducting is allowed in Rakshasa's lifestyle, Asura lifestyle, but violating is not allowed. You can abduct and try to convince, work on convincing, but violating is not allowed as per even the Asuras, Rakshasa's law of life. But in the human level, even abducting is not allowed. And one more reason, Ravana also had a curse on him that if he touches any woman without consent, his head will burst, he will die. And above all, he has his own, the Asuri Dharma. Listen, the jurisprudence for Vanaras is different. Jurisprudence for Nara, human beings were different. Jurisprudence for Rakshasas are different. You should know very clearly. All the three jurisprudence is very clearly explained in Ramayana. See, Vali took the Sugriva's wife and had a physical relationship is right as per the Vanara's jurisprudence. If Vali taking Sugriva's wife is wrong, then what about after Vali's death, the Sugriva living with Vali's wife? Answer. So, Vanara's jurisprudence is different. That is why Rama says, ultimately, he tells Vali, yes, whatever is said and done, you being killed was wrong. So, Rama gives the boon, Vali to come back in Krishna Avatara and kill Rama in the form of Krishna. So, the karma is completed. So, Vali, Vanara, as per their jurisprudence, they can kidnap and even have life, it is the might is right. That is the Vanara's jurisprudence. But in the Rakshasa's jurisprudence, kidnapping, abducting is allowed, violating is not allowed. You can ask why then Rama killed Ravana. In human jurisprudence, even abducting is not allowed. So what Rama did is right. Ravana lived his jurisprudence. Rama lived his jurisprudence. So even killing Vali, Rama cannot give the reason of he took away the Sugriva's wife. He can only give the reason that Sugriva asked for refuge. Sugriva surrendered to Rama as a Kshatriya, he has to protect the people who surrendered to them. From that angle, he killed Vali, can be justified. Otherwise, killing Vali for the sake of Vali stole Sugriva's wife was not as per the, it is not right as per the Vanara's jurisprudence. Anyhow, let me come back to the subject. It's a too vast subject and too many things need to be answered. So let us stop looking at the sex from the angle of jurisprudence. Start looking at the sex from the angle of human resource enriching, human resource development. How it can contribute to evolve human being with life, love, laughter, joy, how it can enrich human beings, entrain human beings, enlighten human beings. That's the angle from which Paramashiva deals sex. And the Ardhanareeshwara represents that angle, that truth. Ardhanareeshwara represents the cosmic union, the ultimate cosmic union of Paramashiva Shakti and Paramashiva becoming one. Becoming one. Every question you guys are asking, Mahaguhambananda is saying, please make a separate webinar on this, Swami. Mahaguhambananda, even if I make a webinar in public platform, I cannot speak more than this. Whatever I can speak, I'll speak now itself. I'll share now itself. Lalatakshananda is saying, don't think I was really into this topic before, but now this satsang is making more interested in wanting to read the scriptures on Tantra. You can start reading. There are 64 Tantras, very beautifully presented by Paramashiva. And you can start with Guru Gita. And after Guru Gita, you can read Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, and there are so many other tantric scriptures. I can give the list also. What all is the best to read? Sonali Gupta is asking, what has the higher impact on our biomemory? Is it the actual sexual act or the fantasy? Thinking of it. Sonali, again listen. In the actual act, you receive muscle memory, bioenergy. In the fantasy, you receive biomemory alone. So, it depends on with whom you are having. If you are having with a low conscious person, thinking makes very less impact. Actual act makes too much of bad impact. If you are connecting with a higher conscious person, thinking makes less good for you. Actual act makes more good. So apply these principles and start understanding and internalizing. That is the answer. That is the answer. For example, with Krishna, thinking is less beneficiary. If the possibility of Krishna Loka, Koloka opens for you and you reach, you experience physically, or he comes down and gives you the physical experience, then naturally it leads to absolute Ardhanareeshwara manifestation in you. So it's all about with whom. With whom? Sri Kailasananda is asking, Swamiji, what about the dream state? Like some beings coming in the dreams about which normal human beings have no control. No. Kailasananda, you have absolute control over your dreams, whether wet dream or nightmare. When it reaches certain level, you will see very clearly you are dreaming. Whether wet dream or nightmare, you have a control over it. You can't say, you can't disown the responsibility for your dreams. No. I don't agree with that. So Kailasananda, you should know very clearly, many times, even in the wet dream, you suddenly know that you are dreaming and you wake up. Or in the nightmare, you suddenly know you are dreaming and you wake up. After waking up, you feel good or bad. For waking up is different. But wet dream or nightmare, you can't disown the responsibility. I think too many questions on this subject. It's like I opened the Pandora box. I don't think I can answer all your questions now. I'll answer few questions which I can speak in a very polished language, revealing only the principles without getting into the straight yes no. The straight yes no's can be attacked with moral, social, political, legal angles. So I'm not going to take a stand of yes, no. I will only present the principles and let you come to the conclusions for your questions. I think it is already late also. Maybe I will continue. I have not yet completed about the Ardhanareeshwara. Ardhanareeshwara's the principle that how Bringi is next to Nandi in Kailasa. All of you should know, whenever Paramashiva dances, two persons always documented by all is Nandi and Bringi standing or dancing next to Paramashiva playing the musical instruments. Even in Tiruvannamalai, Nandi and Bringi are like a must for Mahadeva to dance. Whether Chidambaram or in Tiruvannamalai or anywhere, Nandi and Bringi is must. So this manifestation is done specifically for the sake of Bringi Maharshi. I'll explain about the Bringi And there are a lot of funny questions appearing everywhere in all social media platforms, which I am not going to answer. And maybe today, whatever I have spoken, meditate on this. I'll come back again tomorrow's satsang. I'll explain about the Ardhanareeshwara more and answer more about the principle Ardhanareeshwara represents, the powerful cognitions Ardhanareeshwara represents. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaitam, Paramatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa, Mahakailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.